See, I guess we're going to get started. So make sure you got some water and a towel. And that's it. We are good to go. So pay attention to how your body feels. Our body performs different on different days. So just be patient and do what feels good, and what doesn't feel good, don't do. That's my advice for the day. Take a big deep breath. Let's make sure we've all muted, if you don't mind, your screen. Thank you. Big deep breath and exhale, and big deep breath and exhale. One more time. Nice. Okay, take the right arm forward and your left arm back, as far back as you can get it. And then let's switch. So think about keeping your shoulders nice and broad when you do this, and definitely away from the ears. Nice. Keep that going. Couple more. And the last one. Okay, you're going to bend at the elbow, make a fist, and get your thumbs up. Your feet are hip width apart. We're just going to push our hips back and do a little hip hinge. Keep the elbows, see if you can get them a little bit higher. And notice what happens when you do that. You're going to feel all the upper back start to work. So just moving nice and slow, keeping the elbows nice and high. Yeah, you want to make sure you're bending your knees here, because we're definitely not warmed up yet. So little tiny bends in the knees. And you move as slow as what feels good for you. So when we do a hip hinge, we want to think about hollowing out our tummy. So think about pulling the stomach up and in towards the spine. And we're going to do one more here, and we're going to hold it down halfway. Bend those knees, and then just walk your hands down your leg. Go as far as it feels comfortable. Keep the legs bent right now. We're just going to hang out here and breathe maybe 3 or 4 breaths. So when we forward fold, I'd like you to pull and retract the shoulders if you can. Okay, let's walk the hands back up the legs, come back to standing, and let's take a nice big deep breath. We're going to hold the arms up. So think about reaching your fingertips to the ceiling while you broaden the shoulders. Not so easy to do, but let's really try our best here. You can take your gaze and look up, just to help you ground and find your balance. Nice job. Okay, we're going to do a nice slow swan dive all the way down with your legs bent. Now you're going to inhale, look up, flat back. And then exhale, take it back down. And now we're going to reverse that swan dive. You can also walk your hands up your legs if that feels better, since we're still kind of trying to warm up here. Big swan dive down, bend your knees. Inhale, look up, flat back. Exhale, back down. Now bend the knees a lot and take your hands to the front of your mat and step your feet back and meet me in your downward facing dog. So we're going to get some good blood flow going to the face. So let's just lift and lower onto the toes. So you go all the way up as high as you can on those toes, and then we draw the heels towards the earth. Moving nice and slowly. Don't want to be in a rush. Kind of enjoy this nice foot massage, stretching out your calves, getting some mobility to the ankles. Should feel good. Nice. Okay, bend the knees. Let's walk our hands back towards our feet. And then one hand at a time above the knee, you're going to unhinge and come back to standing. Nice job. Big deep breath. Now, hold the arms up, push your hips back, and give me a baby squat here. Just bend into the knees. Now bring your hands to heart and pull your elbows back so you feel your upper back working. And sweep your arms back up. Nice. Come back here, pull those elbows back, keep your chest nice and open, and sweep back up. You got tiny bends in those knees. You're holding this baby squat. We're going to do this 2 more times. Elbows push back and sweep back up. Straighten the legs and give me a nice slow swan dive down. Bend your legs, walk yourself out to your high plank and meet me in your downward facing dog once again. Now this time we're just going to pedal out our feet. So alternate, driving the heel down towards the floor, one leg at a time. Now let's hold the right heel down. Keep that left leg nice and bent. And switch. So when you're in your down dog, through your peripheral vision, you want to be able to still see your arms. So make sure you're not going too far through the arms. Switch feet again. Switch again. Nice. Now just walk those feet up towards your hands and walk your hands back to your feet so you're in the middle of your mat. Reverse swan dive back to standing and sweep your arms all the way up to the ceiling. Try to get them nice and straight if you can. Take your gaze, look up, and exhale back to neutral alignment. Great job. Inhale deep. Exhale, blow it all out. Big, powerful exhale, forward fold. Come all the way down. Inhale, look up, flat back. Exhale, release down. Palms down, step your feet back to your high plank. Now we're going to step our left foot forward up between both our hands, and we're going to put our right knee down on the floor. Come up onto that front leg. So to feel stable in this position, you may want to walk your left foot a little more to the left, so you've got good width between the front heel and your back knee. So let's get the glute engaged in the back. Lift that arm nice and straight. Take your gaze, look up. So really trying to get into this front hip flexor. Should feel a little pull in the front. If you want to take this arm up and over, you'll get a little bit of a nice lateral stretch going on. Great job. Sweep the arm back. You're going to let the hips come a little more forward here and take both hands down on the inside of that front foot. Just hang out here. Let the hips go where they want to at this point. And if you have the flexibility and want to drop down to the forearms, you can. And it's not about forcing anything. So if you are down here or not down here, you want to think about pulling your left knee towards your left shoulder. So we get the inner thigh doing some work as well. Okay, if you're down on your forearms, come up onto your hands. You're going to take your hands back, frame your front foot, and kind of inch that foot out in front of you so you get your left leg straight. Let's flex the foot and have our toes pointing up towards the ceiling. Nice job. Big opening for the back of the leg here. We're going to stay here and breathe for 3 breaths. Really try to get into that rib cage so you take a lot of air in each time. Nice. Okay, walk your hands back forward. You're going to bend that front leg and just slide that leg back so now you're on all fours. Walk your wrists in so they line up under the shoulders. We're going to do some cat-cows here before we switch to the other leg. So you're going to arch your back as much as you can. Relax the head. And now the chest is going to come forward. Look up. Great job. Round your back, drop your head. I like you to keep your toes tucked under behind you because it gives you stability. One more time, round your back. And chest comes forward, look up. Nice. Okay, we're going to step the right foot forward between both those hands and let the hips come forward. And when you're ready, you're going to take the right hand to the inside of that front foot. Just kind of relax here, but try to be mindful not to let this right knee go out to the side. So keep the knee stacked over the heel. You're also activating your inner thigh when you do that. Nice job. If you want to lower to the forearms, now is a good time. If not, stay where you are. Just relax and breathe. Okay, let's bring it back up to our hands. Pull those hips back. You're just going to step that right foot back, open up the knees, and meet me in child's pose. So you're sitting all the way back on the feet. Oh, this should feel good. 3 big, huge breaths here. As much air as you can take in and blow out. Great job. Okay, back up onto all fours. Bring your hands back so they're underneath the shoulders. Tuck your toes under. Your knees should be hip width apart. Try not to drop your face. We're just going to lift our knees off the floor and then put them back down. Let's try to be mindful to have little breaks in your elbows so you're not stacking your joints. You're just going to lift and lower the knees at your own pace. Maybe we do it 5 more times. And while you're doing this, think about hollowing the tummy. So pulling it up and in towards the spine. Got lots of activation going on here for the core. Nice job. A couple more here. Great job. Push your hips up and back. Keep your legs bent. Walk your hands back to your feet. Drive your heels towards the mat. And give me a slow reverse swan dive back to standing. Sweep the arms up to the ceiling. Strong and straight arms. And then back to neutral alignment. Great job. Big deep breath. Exhale, fold forward. You can keep your legs bent if that feels better for you. Inhale, look up, flat back. Exhale, release down. Inhale, unhinge, reach and lift the body tall. Great work. Back to neutral alignment. We're going to step our left foot forward, maybe a couple of feet, 2.5 feet, nothing huge. I'm going to have you have both your heels on the floor. You got good width between the front and back legs so you don't feel wobbly. Okay, hollow out your tummy and let's walk our hands down our leg. So this is really going to release the back. It's going to get into your glute on that left side and the back of the leg. So we're not rounding our back. Keep your spine long and you go down as far as you can, maintaining a long spine. Hips stay nice and even. So the back toes, if you can take a peek at them, that foot needs to be facing forward, right? Great job. Okay, let's walk the hands back up that leg and we're just going to switch over to the other side. So step the back foot in, step your left foot back, both feet facing forward, good distance between the two, come down onto this leg. Nice long spine so you're not going into spinal flexion. Just relax here and enjoy the opening of the back of the body. Nice work. Walk those hands back up that leg and switch again. Left foot forward, right leg back. Now this time we're going to turn our back foot on a 60-degree angle. So the toes are going to be facing forward. The entire foot is planted on the floor. Now let's bend into our front knee. Hands to heart, reach and lift. Great job. Feeling a great opening right here in the front of that hip flexor. So think about pressing the outside of that back foot into the mat while you square your shoulders and face them forward. Powerful arms. Nice. Let's turn to the side. Really get those arms reaching strong and straight. Just take your gaze over that left hand, open the palm so it faces up, and sweep it up to the ceiling while the other hand rests on your back leg. You can take your gaze, look up. Try to retract this left shoulder so it's not creeping up. Nice job. Take that arm back where you started this pose. Now you're going to straighten your front leg. Excuse me. Step your back foot in a little closer. And then this left hand comes down onto your leg and your right hand sweeps up to the ceiling. Push those hips towards the back of the room. Just doing a little triangle pose here. If it's comfortable, you can kind of inch your left hand maybe a little further down your leg. But you don't have to. If you want to take your gaze, look up at your right hand. But if you feel that's too hard for your neck, just look straight out. Keep your neck nice and neutral. So I'm kind of feeling a nice release here in my front inner thigh as I continue to move those hips towards the back of the room. Okay, now let's take this right hand down to our leg. Your shoulders are facing forward. If you can, take your left hand to your hip. Find your balance. Maybe you might need to move your left foot a little more out to the left. And I'm going to see if you can rotate your chest to the left side of the room. Doesn't have to go very far. Just give me a little spinal twist here. Nice. Okay, let's square the shoulders, bring them back. Bend your front leg now, hands to the floor, step back to your high plank. And let's meet in your down dog. Both heels are driving down towards the earth. And this time we're going to lift the left leg. So I'm asking you to keep your hips even. So your leg is not going to get that high in the back. But it's more important right now to keep the hips square. We're trying to get into the back of that right hamstring. And now let's do the same thing on the other side. Right leg up. Remember to be sure you can see those arms in your vision. Let's take that right leg down. Now we're going to lift the left leg up again. This time you're going to lift the left hip up and open it up towards the ceiling. So you're going to find the leg is going a lot higher. Keep your shoulders even. They don't shift. Just the hip and leg open up. Relax that leg down to the floor. Let's do the same thing on the right. Relax that leg down. Left one goes back up. This time, we bend at the knee. You're lifting up the knee now towards the ceiling. Great work. Hold it and breathe a few more breaths, and then we're going to do the same thing on the right leg. So left leg down, right leg up, bending at the knee. Please keep those shoulders nice and even. You're just lifting up from the knee. Great job. Relax that foot to the floor. Walk your feet forward with your legs bent and your hands back to your feet. So you're in the middle of your mat in a forward fold. We're going to unhinge, reach and lift the body tall. Nice. And back to neutral alignment. Okay, let's step our right foot forward this time. Left leg goes back. Turn that back foot on an angle and let's make sure the whole foot is on the floor. Bend into that front knee. You've got pretty good distance between both of your feet. Reach the arms up. So you're facing forward and you're bending into that right knee. Pressing the outside of the back foot into the floor. Nice. Turn to face the left side of the room. Maybe you take your feet a little further apart. Whatever feels good. Now let's open this right hand. Sweep it up to the ceiling. Retract the shoulder. Take your gaze. Look up if you can. Nice, easy breathing here. Your other hand is just resting on your back leg. Great job. Bring those arms back so they're parallel to the floor where we started. We're going to step the back foot in a little bit. This right hand comes down to your front leg. You slowly take the torso down. Maybe you get your torso parallel to the floor. It's not about how far you go. You just want to feel good, like you're getting a good stretch here. Move those hips to the back of the room. It's a great hip opener for those of us that spend a lot of time sitting. This is a great stretch. Maybe both arms make a nice, beautiful straight line. Maybe you look up, maybe you don't. You got choices. Nice job. So let's relax this left hand down to your front leg. Walk your torso back up using the assistance of your hands. Your chest is going to face forward. Hinge forward. Take your left hand to your front leg, your right hand to your waist. Just give me a little rotation here. Just go as far as you can. Maybe you bring your hands to heart. Maybe you keep holding on to your hip and your front leg for more stability. Okay, let's take those hands down the leg. Bend your front leg. You're going to meet me back in your high plank position. And we're just going to lower to the forearms. If you want to put your knees down to get there, that's fine. Once you're there, pick them back up. Hold your low plank. Good modification for this is putting the knees down, taking a little breather, and then joining back in when you can. So here you want to be mindful to hollow out your stomach. Do that best you can while you try to relax and breathe. So let's not drop the face, right? You got to keep your neck nice and long. So you take your gaze off the end of your mat. 5 more big breaths here, and we're going to meet in a child's pose. Nice job. So relax the knees to the floor, open them up. Walk the forearms all the way back till you find yourself sitting on your feet. Oh, feels so good. Just relax and breathe. Forehead's resting on the floor. Okay, come back up onto your knees. You're going to bring your knees hip width apart. Your wrists are under the shoulders. Tuck your toes under in the back so you're nice and stable. And you're going to pull your hips halfway back. So you're not sitting on your feet. Reach the hands out in front so the arms are nice and straight. Get your ears right by the arms. And you're just going to take baby steps with your hands going off your mat to the right side. forearms are nowhere near the floor. So this is a stretch that opens up the quadratus lumborum, the side body on the left is where you should be feeling a nice little stretch. Your hips did not shift. They are stacked right over the heels. Trying to just relax and breathe here. This is a really kind of hard muscle to get at, but this is one of my favorite stretches to do it. You might find you're a little tighter on one side than the other. Quite normal. Okay, take the hands back center, and we're just going to sweep them over to the other side this time. Your ears are right by your arms. Maybe you inch them a little further out, but the hips are not moving. Just relax here for maybe 3 or 4 breaths. Feeling a great stretch too through my lats, my right lat. So good. Nice job. Okay, walk the hands back. You're going to walk the wrists so they're back under the shoulders. Your toes are still tucked under and your knees are hip width apart. Just give me a little bear. So you lift the knees 1 inch off the floor once again. Little breaks in the elbows. So we're actually finding as much muscle to support through the arms as we can. Hollow out the stomach. Hold it and breathe. 5 more breaths if you can. If you need to put the knees back and start again, go for it. Keep your neck nice and long. You're looking at the end of your mat. Okay, push your hips up and back. Legs stay bent. You walk your hands back towards your feet. Unfold all the way back to standing. Reach the arms up to the ceiling. Hold it here. Breathe 3 more times. Trying to make your spine as long as you can. And exhale back to neutral alignment. Nice work. We're going to do a little sumo squat. So take your feet nice and wide. Your toes are going to point out. Give me a little pelvic tilt here and then bend into the squat. We're just going to start out by lifting the heels, alternating one side at a time, challenging our calf muscles a little bit. So remember that pelvic tilt. I want you to hold that the whole time. So you're tilting up so there's no stress for your lower back. Now see if you can move the body back a little bit. So it's more about the back than the front. Nice job. Okay, let's take the arms out. So they're nice and straight, but you're still retracting the shoulders. If you can, see if you can lift them up. Do the same thing. Alternating the feet up and down. Nice. Maybe you get a little lower and do this. Let's bring the hands back to heart. Great job. Sweep them back up. Hold the feet down. Push your booty back maybe a ½ inch. Don't fall though. Hold this and breathe. Maybe drop a little. We're just going to be here for 3 more breaths. Yes, we are feeling this. I am too. We got this. Suck in that belly. Breathe. Okay, hands to heart. Fold all the way down. Get your toes facing forward and just feel a nice unweighting of the upper body. Almost a straight leg here. Okay, inhale, look up, flat back. Exhale, release back down. We're just going to walk our hands out to the front of our mat. Then you're going to pull through to a wide-legged down dog. Just hold this and breathe. Probably feeling this a little bit more in the outer part of the arms. 3 breaths. Okay, walk the hands back. Come all the way back to standing. Keep your stance nice and wide. Now, if you want to turn sideways so your feet are on your mat so you don't slip, that might be a better idea, actually. So let's position our feet so our toes line up. Push your hips back. Hollow out your stomach. Keep your spine long. Support your body with your hands on your legs. Retract the shoulders here. Your chest is nice and proud. Maybe you get a little lower with the torso, feeling a great stretch in the back of the legs. Now we're going to lunge into that right leg and take your left hand out on the mat, reaching with that left arm strong and straight. Your right hand is on your right leg. Come back up to both straight legs and let's do the same thing on that left leg. Reach that arm far out in front. Come back up to standing and again, lunge right. And up and lunge left. Reach that arm really powerfully as much as you can and switch again. Now to get a little heart rate response here, if you like, you're going to do this a little bit faster. You go at your pace. It's your workout. Nice job. Try to really get some good range of motion so you're lunging nice and low every time. Still reaching with that hand. I know I feel my heart rate starting to climb. I hope you do too. Keep this going. You'll get there. It's all about range of motion. How low can you squat, right? We're going to do this 4 more times. Nice. Come back to standing. Great job. Walk your feet in. Turn and face forward. Give me a big deep breath. Now, little squat. If you can, you're going to keep the arms up. Push your hips back. Look down at your toes. Are they in a straight line? And squat. An alternative here is to bring your hands to heart with your elbows back. You choose. Maybe a little deeper in that squat. Try to be lining up, and you might want to look both your knees with the middle of the toes. So they're not sticking out or they're not going in. Nice and stable here. Hands to heart. Now you're going to go a little lower and sweep your arms up. Come back a little higher, hands to heart. Sweep them up, squat lower, hands to heart a little higher. Looking for a heart rate response once again. Sweep up, squat down, and let's run through this a few more times. Up. Really reaching those arms straight. It's not an easy move. Pushing that booty back, giving me a nice squat. What the heck, this feels so good. Let's do 4 more. You really want to try to get those arms reaching straight. Last 3. Good job. 2. Try not to drop your face. And 1. Great job. Arms back by your side, palms face forward. Give me a halfway hinge. Hips push back. Most of the weight is in the back of the feet. Your back is long. Your tummy is in. Arms to the side. Airplane here. So your wrist and shoulders are in the same line. Lift the hands up another inch. Hold. So you're reaching the hands out as far as you can while you're trying to lift them higher. It should feel really hard if you're doing it right. Hold it and breathe. Now relax the hands. Just let the arms fall where they want to. And let's sweep them back up. Hips push back. Tummy is hollow. Your neck is long. Relax the arms. Sweep them back up. Hold and breathe. 5 big breaths for me. You got this. Lift higher. Yes, you can. We want nice, beautiful arms. You got to challenge yourself here. And all the way back to standing. Great job. Okay, little balance challenge. I want you to step your right foot inside your leg. Can be low down, can be high up, wherever you feel like you've got balance. Hands to heart. Great job. Squeeze that left butt cheek, lift up through that left thigh. Don't lock out your knee, arms rise. If you want to make this more challenging, take the arms down, reach them up, maybe take them across the body. It's just going to help you really challenge yourself. Great job, Tanya. I'm loving it. Keep swinging them. Great job, everybody. Good job, Shirley. One more here. Nice. Left hand to your hip. Grab hold of that right foot. Little dancer pose coming your way. You got this. Let's take the left arm out. Get it nice and straight. Push that back foot hard to your hand. And if you can, it's an option, you start to hinge through your left hip. Pick that right knee up nice and high behind you if you can. Your left arm is really straight. Hold and breathe. Then in slow motion, bring it back up. Left hand back to your waist. Now your knees are back together. Release it. Switch sides. So you decide how high the leg goes. Please try not to lock out that right knee. Strong and straight arms. Great job. So important for us to challenge our balance each and every day. Anne would have been with us today, but unfortunately she fell and hurt her knee. She is recovering. I think she'll be with us on Saturday. So say a nice prayer for her. Send some good vibes her way. Okay, hands back to heart. Right hand to your waist. Take hold of your left foot. This arm comes up. If you can, you're going to hinge through that hip, pressing that back foot tight to the hand. Lots of focus. This is a very strong mind-body connection. You can do it. Remember, when we release back up, I would like you to go as slowly as you can. When you're ready, come up. Nice job, and release it. Big deep breath. Oh, reach those hands as much as you can, all the way up towards the ceiling. Keeping the shoulders broad, though. It's not about creeping up the shoulders to the ears. Great work. Swan dive down, forward fold. Now here we're just going to fold our arms and relax for a few breaths. So when you exhale out each breath here, see if you can get the forearms maybe falling a little bit closer to the floor. So important to really focus on your breath here. You're going to have that great feeling the rest of the day if you get some good oxygen in to the body. Okay, relax the arms, bend your knees, walk your hands out to the front of your mat, step back, you're in your high plank position. Now here, if you would rather be on your forearms, because we're going to be here for a little bit, you can always drop down to your forearms. But right here, I'm going to ask you to keep your shoulders stacked over your wrists
and lift your left leg off the floor. And see if you can get that left leg nice and straight for me. Take it off the mat and give me some toe taps. Really working your butt here. Nice and slow. You're lifting and lowering. As slow as you can do this. The right leg is also straight. Okay, bring that leg back in. Little downward dog break here before we do the other side. So whether you're on your forearms or in your high plank, you can do this either way. Right leg lifts. Please be mindful not to let the shoulders shift back because that's clearly what they want to do. Take that leg off your mat in the back, toe taps. Three more. Okay, bring it back. Little down dog here. Wow, that was great job, everybody. Not easy. Come back to your high plank. We're going to do a little pigeon stretch before we say goodbye. So let's take our right foot behind our left hand. Slide your left leg back. Oh, how good does that feel? Keep inching that leg back. Come down onto your forearms. So you want to try to not be sitting on your right butt cheek. You want to try to press your left hip flexor towards the earth. Just relax and breathe here. You can take the forehead all the way down if you're comfortable doing that and reach your arms out. So I'm going to ask you to breathe 6 more big, huge breaths. Nice. Okay, come back up onto your forearms. Then your hands, you're going to step that right foot back so you're back to your high plank and just switch legs. Pull that left foot up behind the right hand as best you can. Start sliding your right leg back till you are all the way down on the forearms. So here it's just about going where it feels good, right? It's not about forcing anything. You've got 6 or 7 big, huge breaths here. Listen to your breath enter and leave your body each time. Takes your mind away from your to-do list. It's all about you right now. Giving yourself some much needed love. Okay, bring it back up onto the forearms, then your hands. You're just going to take this right leg, slide it back, sit up nice and tall, cross the legs. And if you're not comfortable crossing the legs, you can always have your legs extend out in front. We're just going to do a little forward fold. So whatever you like doing best. Forward fold, relax the head, you're arching your back. Just take a few breaths here. Think about how the body feels now compared to how it felt when you woke up. You crawled out of bed to get here. I know I feel so much better. I hope you guys do too. Okay, let's walk it up. Pull those legs in. Come up onto your toes. So grateful that you all joined this morning. Come back up to standing. Take me off. There you go.
Thank you so much for your power and your strength today. You are all fabulous. I love seeing your beautiful faces. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Love to you all. Have a fabulous day.
Thanks, Kira.
We'll be back in Florida, so we will see you Saturday from our backyard.